Day 9 of our 30-day challenge. Okay, so today it's going to be a bit different to normal. I'm actually going to tell you the subject straight up. It's anger management. Now, you won't find this in any of the normal 30-day challenges, and in reality, I was going to leave it until roughly about day 20 through 30 when we start talking about our futures together. Well, not you and me, but your partner and you. So, crap. Okay. As with many aspects of relationships, the visible outcome may have many factors to it. They may feel unloved. Perhaps there is an inequality within the relationship where one individual feels that they can get away with whatever they want and the other person feels that they have to actually put up with it because they love the other person. It's not very helpful. Sometimes when you love somebody, you do have to actually set your boundaries, and you need to set them quite firmly. And that means telling the person who is getting angry that that is not going to be tolerated. Doesn't mean that you love them any less, and make sure you include that. But it's very important that you actually do so. Now, when it comes to those on the spectrum, it is often the inability to differentiate between the subtleties of emotions, i.e. the various stages of anger. It may be that you go straight from joyful to really pissed off, happy to sad. There's not necessarily the different stages. I do apologise for using my hands in this one, but this one is going to be pretty well straight off the cuff. And it is going to be me, no editing, no nothing, so I am going to get a bit distracted. You'll actually understand now why I end up zooming on my face and not my hands. Because most of the time I'm actually doing this when I'm doing this. Okay, anyway, getting back to it. So, the anger that you feel may not even be towards the actual event that is taking place. It may be a series of events that have taken place over a period of time and slowly built up and built up and built up. And if you're on the spectrum, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because then someone lights a match, flicks it into the petrol, and kaboom! You go from 0 to 100 in the anger stakes. Now, perhaps you feel so overwhelmed that you can no longer think, which is why I find the advice given by many counsellors and even psychiatrists and psychologists to be not very helpful. Because what they do is they say, okay, before you get angry, count to 10. Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm about to go boom, and I've got a 1 second fuse, and you want me to count to 10. I do apologise about that. That is somebody end up sending me messages, and I do apologise. Maybe I will need to actually start putting this on airplane mode, flight mode when I'm actually making the recording, so I do apologise. So, if I could control it, I wouldn't need to count to 10. I'm on the spectrum. I am high functioning. My brain is wired differently to an NT. It means that what is going to take place is, if I can control it, then guess what? I'm going to control it and I'm not going to get angry. If I'm going to count to 10 to stop me getting angry, I can't control it. Big difference. So, lesson for those that are in the field, something to take on board. Medication, it can help. And I must admit, I am on a tablet that helps out quite a bit. I'm not going to advertise different brands. But yeah, it's if you're talking to a psychiatrist and mention that you've got the inability to control the anger, which strictly speaking they should know because you're on the spectrum, then they can prescribe one which it's sort of like a delay fuse. It doesn't stop you from getting angry, but it just gives you that split second of hesitation, if you like. It actually takes a lot of the white noise out of your mind and is quite useful. So, if you are angry, and this is now, well, actually, strictly speaking, it's for both NTs and NDs. Whatever you say, it's like a bullet. You can't take it back. Once you've actually shot your mouth off, then those words are going to actually hit, and they're going to hit hard. So, if you're used to calling people names when you're angry, you can't take them back, and they're going to do long-term damage. Now, if you can, well, it's not a case of if you can. I want you to retrain yourself. From here on in, I want you to look at the situation that has occurred. So, your partner, or you, you go and do something that is stupid. Now, you notice that. I didn't say that you are stupid or your partner is stupid. I said that you do something that is stupid. And that is the skill I want you to learn. It is not the individual. You love that individual. And you love them because of the fact they made a really smart decision. So if they're stupid and they married you, then that's got to be a really dumb decision. They married you because they're smart. Or if you're not married, in a relationship anyway, because they're smart enough to recognise the qualities within you. So, recognise that they are intelligent. But what they may do may leave you guessing. And it's better to say, I think what you just did was a really stupid thing, rather than actually saying that they are a stupid thing, okay? Or a stupid person. Now, if you are on the spectrum, the better outcome, and take this from somebody who's been married a couple of times, find yourself a place that you can go. Somewhere quiet where you can actually express yourself, unwind, and you may go stomping. Now, I've got physical places I can go, but if I'm in if I really am stuck, then I find myself finding a psychological place I can go. If you can do that, then that's great. It took me a lot of years to actually get to a stage where I could actually start to process that I could actually escape within myself. So keep that one in mind, but find yourself a nice place where you can go so as you don't say stuff that you're going to get in trouble for later, because even if you say that that is a stupid thing to do, your partner is going to actually, well, they're going to be upset. It's just that you're not calling them names. So fine point of difference. Now, when you do get back and you're back in a good state of mind, explain what triggered you, what happened. Now, sometimes it's going to be really difficult, in which case I would suggest that you keep yourself a little bit of a diary, a logbook, write down your thoughts and why you actually felt a little bit annoyed, and you might notice some patterns. Don't try and do it when you're angry. Do it when you've actually recovered and you're starting to process what took place, because you do need to process it. Now, if you're the partner of someone on the spectrum, try to remember the outburst is not anger as you might know it. It is a desperate cry to be heard. Something has occurred and they need to express it. Once the anger is gone, the love for you will still be there. If you like, think of it like being stuck in traffic and you see some person cut in front of you and you start calling them names and all the rest of it. 5 minutes later, you can't even remember what it was that actually upset you. It wasn't, well, it's not that it wasn't that important. It is important, but it's not a anger important. It is something that annoyed them, and they really want you to understand a way to actually go about it. Which brings us to today's challenge. So the challenge today, communication and understanding. Listen to the other person. Affirm what they said. Repeat back to them what you understood that they said. Use your own words. Once you understand them, seek to find a resolution that will work for both of you. My wife uses certain words when she thinks that I'm about to go boom. Sometimes it helps, not always, sometimes. We tend to think of them as safety words. And she'll say something and it goes, oh, okay. She is feeling like I'm being angry. I might not even feel like I am being angry. I just feel that this is something I need to express. But she is taking it that I'm being very angry. So she says a safety word, and that brings me back into, well, sometimes it brings me back into, oh, okay, I need to actually express this in a different way. She will also do that when we're out in public. There are times when somebody is saying something that I find incredibly misinformed, and I'm about ready to get on my soapbox and start giving them a complete blast. She'll use the safety words, and as far as that's concerned, I'll tone it down and excuse myself, because is it really worth the argument? And I don't want to upset my wife any more than I need to. Anyway, till tomorrow, I hope you enjoy this one. It's a hell of a lot longer than the last couple, which really surprised me because I was planning on doing about 1:30, so 90 seconds for this one, and it just kept going. I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe. Talk then. Catch ya.